afternoon, everyone. We would like to welcome Quinn Riley to the Media Center here at the John Deere Classic. Quinn, you're making your PGA Tour debut. Just want to get some initial thoughts about the excitement entering the week.
I'm super excited. I'd like to thank Claire Peterson and John Deere for giving me the opportunity. This is a dream come true, so I'm really looking forward to this week.
And for those who are unfamiliar with kind of the background in the story, can you explain about the letter you wrote to Claire and coming to find out how you earned sponsor exemption?
Yeah, I just told my story pretty plainly, and I think they really enjoyed my writing style. And I kind of just said how much it meant to me and how much it might mean to a lot of other people who are watching for me and following in my footsteps, and they really took that to heart.
And can you speak to the significance, thanked Claire, but this being its final year here at the tournament, about giving these sponsor exemptions and starts to players like yourself?
Say that again?
About what the importance this is, gaining the sponsor exemption this week.
It's huge. It's, players like myself, I'm coming out of college, we're just looking for opportunities. I've played on the APGA Tour, and that the whole name of that game is opportunities and trying to give back, and things like this for players who are coming out is huge. It's very important.
And I saw you mention that out of all tournaments, this would be where you'd want to start on your PGA Tour debut, with players like Jason Day and Jordan Spieth having their debut here. Can you talk about what you like so much about this tournament and why this would be your choice?
Yeah, it's had a lot of appeal to a younger crowd. Obviously, I watched Jordan Spieth hole out for his win here, and just this tournament atmosphere seems really laid back and really family oriented and welcoming, and so it's been super special just being able to start here.
And a little while ago, you played at the Rex Hospital Open. What did you learn from playing out there, and what were takeaways from the week?
I kind of got my first taste of heartbreak coming down the stretch of a tournament, and just kind of learning about dealing with pressure. And right now, I don't have any status, so I'm not really playing for my livelihood, but I'm trying to make a story and create some storylines. So putting myself in a position like that and then having it end up the way it did, it was hard to deal with for a couple days, but I think going through that and dealing with it only makes you stronger for the next time.
And for those unfamiliar with your game, how would you describe your style of game and where your strengths are?
I hit it pretty far, so really just being in control off the tee, and then my iron play and my putting kind of just takes care of everything else.
I'm going to open up. If anyone else has any other questions to add, we'll get a microphone over to you. Go here on the left.
Welcome to the Quad Cities. Hey, talk to me a little bit. I know you've got some commitment. You've got some ties to the First Tee programs. Have some commitments here this week with First Tee. What was the event like yesterday with the luncheon?
It was awesome. It was awesome because I've been on the other side of that. I've been in the audience watching professionals that I look up to kind of answer questions and kind of give their 2 cents on how it is to be a pro. And doing that for the kids is pretty surreal for me because I've been there. I've been looking up to literally myself, and being in that position is just cool to give back.
Is that something you will continue to do as your professional career progresses?
Absolutely, yeah. Really, my journey through golf kind of started with the First Tee, and that organization has taken me to a lot of really cool places, and I've met a lot of really cool people, and so I'm forever grateful to them, and they've given me life skills that I've kind of practiced and take with me everywhere I go. So I'm very thankful to have been a part of that and easily give back to them, not a problem.
You said that you thought the tournament officials here liked your writing style. You're not after our jobs, are you?
No.
Okay, that's cool. In that vein, though, what if you could write your own story for this week? what would it be?
You know, if I was writing my own story, it'd be sponsor exemption, ends up playing in the final group Sunday, and you know, having a chance to win and giving it a good run, and kind of getting my name out there. Some, you know, national recognition. I feel like I've kind of been a late bloomer and a overlooked player for a lot of my amateur career. So, you know, having my name out there would be very helpful moving forward at the next chapter.
Okay, you're thinking pretty big here. Does that add any pressure to what you want to get accomplished this week?
No, I don't feel any more pressure than, you know, some of the guys who are here who, you know, have stuff riding on it. You know, it's kind of all or nothing for me. It's, you know, I get a PGA Tour start coming right out of my senior year in college, and so I'm just out here trying to make the most of it.
What is your schedule moving forward?
I have a full kind of schedule of APGA events, and then I might throw in some Monday qualifiers here and there, but otherwise it's just APGA events up until Q School in the fall.
And you're content with that at this point, or are you looking for some other sponsor exemptions?
I've definitely reached out, and I'm hoping to hear back from some tournament directors, and I can only be thankful for what I got, and I'm super pleased with what I have already. So Monday qualifiers, just like everyone else, is kind of the way I see it.
And we'll go right behind.
With the gratitude that you just spoke of in mind, what's been the biggest adjustment from college life to being out here grinding every week?
Well, there's a lot of things that are kind of taken care of for me, which is awesome. This is like a huge treat for me. Having all the volunteers and everyone out here being super friendly is awesome, because you don't get that in college. Also, just kind of running my own show. It feels a little bit more comfortable not having to tag along with anyone. So that's pretty much the biggest thing for me. I just feel kind of more comfortable being out here.
You seem like an empathetic guy. What was your reaction when you saw what happened to Sahith over the weekend? What happened to himself, self-inflicted, but the result was gut-wrenching for a lot of us fans out there.
Yeah, I mean, I just think of I saw highlights of it. I didn't watch the whole tournament, but, you know, I kind of just put myself back in my shoes on the 17th hole at Wakefield, and knowing that you put yourself there and you didn't get the job done, there's some bad luck involved, and I know, you know, that's probably going to make him who he is. It's probably going to make him hungrier, and I know what he's up to this week, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Quinn, I want to ask you, would have been Charlie Sipper's 100th birthday recently. Representation in the game of golf, obviously you mentioned in your letter how much it would mean to the people that are watching you. What does it mean to be somebody who's kind of a beacon of that?
I know there's people who kind of see me in that light, and I have to acknowledge that. I'm very much kind of just, I keep my focus on just playing well and being a kind person. And I know that I carry a lot of people's, I guess they relate to me a lot, and I'm just on the lookout for being kind to everyone I meet, and making sure I set a good example for everyone who's going to come after me and follow in my footsteps. So black or white, you know, I think it's just, to me, it's just being about being a good person.
Have you had a chance to talk to some of, over
Sorry,
here,
back left.
sorry, I'm hiding it. Have you got a chance to sort of, during the course of these last few days, talk to some of the older guys, some of the older players who have been through this before, and maybe pick their brains a little bit?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. So have you had a chance at all to do like any relationship building, communicate with anybody who's been through this experience before of doing this for sort of the first time?
I know I have an ex-teammate who's here, Alex Smalley, and then Kevin Strillman has kindly taken me under his wing, giving me some advice on kind of what to do, when to do it, what maybe works better than I had thought. And so having that kind of coming out here for my first start is very helpful, and I'm super appreciative of them kind of guiding me along.
What's been the most eye-opening thing so far this week, in your first week on tour?
Pretty much how good the conditions are on the course. This is a huge treat for how well it's kept, and I take my hat off for the superintendent and all the greenskeepers and everyone who works hard, because I've never played a golf course in this kind of condition. This is fantastic.
We'll finish up with Doug unless there are any others.
Two-part question. One, who is it, what players or people, PGA Tour, who have you looked up to, kind of wanted to model your game after? And part two of that question is, what would be considered a success for you this week?
A player that I've looked up to is, that I admire is Xander. I really like kind of how he stays within himself and really gets the job done, just with what he has. And he's nothing flashy, but he's hyper talented, and that's kind of what I want to be. And then, what was your second question?
What would be considered a success for you this week? Making the cut, winning the tournament, under par, all the above?
I think, I have my own expectations for how I'm going to go about with my blueprint for the course, and success is just committing to every shot and making sure that I follow through on the game plan for every hole. And I think that should, results based, that should make the cut, and that should contend, honestly.
Good answer. I like it. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. With that response, we'll wrap it up.
I actually would like to get back to that question because I don't think I answered yours very well. If you don't mind asking me that again.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about the role of representation. Obviously, Charlie Sipper's 100th birthday was recently, or would have been recently, and obviously that's a big part of this game moving forward. So I just kind of wanted to ask you about how you feel about that.
Yeah, it's so a better answer to that is being a representative of that out here for a sponsor's exemption is cool. Obviously, I'd like to be a full-time player so that I can better represent week in and week out. And I always looked up to Tiger, and Harold's been kind of a beacon for me, and just watching him get the job done. And I met Cameron Champ the other night, and it's just cool to kind of meet these guys because they're the face of what's to come. And I can only hope and stick to my plan, but I hope to be a part of that moving forward.
Perfect.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. Good luck this week.
Thanks.